Hey guys, Perfect Chaos here, and today I'm going to show you one of my manyest redstone creations. Now I know that some of these redstone creations that I have made are probably very outdated, and there's probably many better ways to do it. But these are just some redstone creations that I built back in the day, and now that I have Disk storage to record videos with, I thought I would just show them to you. Okay, so the first one right here, this is probably the first creation in this world. It's actually the creation I built the wood for, is this sand launcher. Excuse me. Now, what happened was when dispensers first got the ability to dispense prime TNT, I had an idea. And the idea was that, you see, falling sand is an entity, and TNT blasts affect entities. They push entities, like, TNT pushes skeletons, dogs, you know how you can make a TNT launcher and launch yourself. So, that being said, the TNT blast can, push entities. Technically falling sand is an entity, but sand is only an entity when it's falling. So I created this machine to perfectly time sand for it to fall, so that the TNT can launch it. So let me just give it a quick run right here, and I'll show you exactly what's going on. And you can just see that sand going flying. Yep, and I'll just show you one more time, just so you guys can get a good demonstration of how this thing works. I'm gonna step back a little bit over here. Just watch it fly. Cool. So I'll show you how this thing works. First of all, if you're wondering, there are TNT right here. Like I said, dispensers can now shoot TNT primed. And then there's a piston right here with water. So, to say this in a non-confusing way, okay, so first we'll start out with the button. So this button goes to two redstone lines. It was this redstone line activating all the dispensers to shoot out all the TNT out of each and every dispenser. And then this redstone line goes over to here. And this is a very special sort of contraption. This contraption, I know there's probably, like I said, easier way to build it, but this contraption allows, let me break this real quick. This contraption allows for the signal to take a signal that's a very sort of longish signal, and turn it into a signal of 1 tick. So if you see right here, if I switch the switch, it turned into a really short signal. I'm not sure if the signal is 1 tick. I think it's long. I'm not sure how long it is, but this thing turns the signal into a very short blast of tick. So if you see if this redstone line stayed on longer than that redstone line, so basically what I'm trying to say is this machine turns a long-lasting signal into a short-lasting signal. Okay, so then over here we got a lot of repeaters to slow up the signal, and we got a redstone ladder over here, redstone torches that activate the piston inside here. And all these repeaters right here are important because I timed it perfectly, so that, you see, if the TNT blows up the sand while it's on this pedestal, well, it's right here just sitting there, the sand will explode and nothing will happen. See, sand is only an entity when it's falling, so I have these repeaters perfectly timed so that this piston will go up and the sand will be falling right when the TNT explodes. So if you're wondering, if you saw in the demonstration before, the sand actually appeared out of nowhere on that piston. How that happens is that I have a simple command block right here that just sets a sand block on top of this piston. It's set block that gives the coordinates of the top of that piston, and then 12 is the ID for sand. So if we press that again, you'll see the sand block comes out of nowhere. It just comes from that command block. See? It just pops in. I gotta hook up the TNT again. Hold on. Alright. There you go. Cool. And this thing can get some pretty good distance. The sand doesn't show, I guess it shows a little bit of non-variation. I mean, like, the sand will land generally in a general sort of direction. It really depends, because the reason why it lands over here is because the TNT over here explodes before the TNT over here. So what happens is that the TNT over here explodes, and then the sand gets pushed over to here, and then TNT explodes over here, and it gets pushed over to there. So depending on how your machine's set up, it'll blast in different directions. and I'll show you one more of my awesome redstone creations that I've built. Alright guys, so right now I'm going to show you my fighter jet that I made. Now this fighter jet is a pretty awesome fighter jet. As you can see, it is, you know, fightery. Alright, so let's take this off. Or, I didn't mean that. That sounded wrong. Lol. Let's take off. Shall we? Start the countdown. 2, 1, BAM! We are in the fighter jet. And as you can see, it got a whole lot bigger since it took off. Yes, it did. So, if you're still confused at what just happened, yeah, there's another plane down there, and when you take off, it teleports you into this ginormous other plane that's actually the fighter jet. So, not only does this thing a fighter jet, which looks pretty cool, it also has a few functions, like, say, getting some more speed. If you're confused about what you just heard, let me do that again. You can see TNT goes off in the back once you flip the switch, and it says outputting more power to the main thrusters. So, you know, you can speed up. There's also a feature to activate your gun. Now, this is pretty simple. I'm probably going to upgrade this in the future, but this is a pretty simple feature. Just shoots arrows out of dispensers. Then there's flares right over here, because when you're in the middle of combat and somebody locks onto you, you need some IR flares, Battlefield 4 style. Too bad they don't work in Battlefield 4. Anyway, other than that fact, press this button to pop your flares. Flares out. And then this button drops a JDAM bomb from your plane. Now I'm just gonna break through the glass right here and show you the JDAM bomb it actually is dropping. Let me just press this button real quick. Just right out of the plane. That's pretty cool. And then there's one last button in this plane, which is this button. This is the eject button. Ejects you out of the plane. You land over here into this pool of water. You go underground. You climb this ladder, and then boom, bam. You are back at the site. So I'm gonna show you how this works. Alright, so first off, when you press this button inside here, there's a redstone wire going underground over to here, and then the redstone wire pops up. Yeah. So redstone wire goes underneath here, as you can see, and it goes over here to this little thing. So what this does is this right here, the T toggle switch. Basically, I might do a explanation video on this, but basically, when this gets power, it toggles this redstone line on and off. This redstone line is the piston that closes up the door once the countdown starts. Anyway, other than that, so this whole code here basically open and close the piston once you press the button. Now over here we got this command block that says take off starting in 3, and then you got a redstone line going 2, and then more repeaters going 1, and then this redstone block teleports you down to the plane, and then it hits the T toggle switch again over here, and pushes that piston back up. So I know that most of that redstone wiring is revolved around this piston right over here, but I think it was a cool feature to have this. So basically, when you take off, so I'll show you to take off one more time. So here's take off. Press the button. Countdown starting 3. Piston pops up. 2, 1. Alright, now we're inside the plane. Alright, so I'll show you how each of these features work. So right here, we have the main thrusters. When you pop this down, TNT goes off. How does this work? Okay, so this is hooked up to a redstone block. Now, if I pull the lever once, you know, we'll pull the redstone block. But when the redstone block pulls out, a few things happen. 1, it says outputting more power to the main thrusters. And then 2, it says set block 126, 60, -20, 152. Now, if you know nothing about Redstone and nothing about Minecraft PC, you're probably looking at your computer screen going, what the hell is he talking about? And what the hell does that mean? Basically what this is saying that it's setting a block, which is a redstone block, at 126, 60, -20. and I'll show you exactly where that is. Now, I had to do a little bit of cheating on space over here. Thank God to the newest snapshots. But, or not the newest, actually. Is it the newest snapshot? I'm not even sure. But anyway, what it does is it sets a redstone block right here. Whenever I pull that lever, it sends a signal to that redstone block, to that command block, setting redstone block all the way over here, down here. This redstone block, it's set here. Just pretend there's a redstone block there. Powers this. This goes over here, and set block in the same spot, and it sets air. So basically, what happens is I press that lever, and it sets a block down here. Then this command block removes the redstone block, basically sending a pulse over to here as if it was a button. Now there's 10 redstone blocks. 10, yeah, why do I keep on calling these redstone blocks? 10 command blocks over here, and each of these command blocks summon prime TNT in each of those back thrusters. So in the back, there's 5 TNT per side in those thrusters that spawn. So basically how it goes, the signal starts over here, goes down to here, and then it goes right back up to those babies down over here. Now these thrusters are pretty standard. Before the set block command came out, I had to wire all the wires through here and have dispensers. But now all I have is just water set in these. So here's a dispenser from when I had to use the other conventional methods other than set block. But anyway, there's just these things are filled with water and ready to take TNT inside of them and not blow up my entire thruster. Same thing with this one, because you know TNT will not blow up blocks if it's in water. Okay, so the other thing that you're probably wondering about, let me just place these. The guns are pretty simple. It's just a redstone wire going from over here to over here. Pretty simple. And there's another thing right over here. Hold on. And here's the JDAM button. Basically what this does is that there's a command block right here that summons prime TNT near the middle of the plane, near the middle bottom of the plane, with a fuse of 40. Now what that means, fuse of 40, is that the TNT will spawn with a, well, fuse of 40 game ticks. Simple enough. These flares, I would have done a set block with these flares, but I didn't feel the need because I already had it set up the conventional way when I first built this plane. Basically, these flares, they just run a wire all the way to the back of the plane that have dispensers on the back of the plane. So they're basically runs a redstone wire all throughout the plane, on the back of this plane. And right here, we have some fireworks that are just flight duration 1, small ball, white, and twinkle fireworks. All 3 dispensers. So it launches 3 fireworks, each button press. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, did I miss anything? I think I missed a few things. I'll talk about them. Alright, so over here we have, okay, let's talk about the eject button. So the eject button, pretty simple. There is a command block over here somewhere. I actually forgot where. Okay, here it is. Command block that teleports everybody. It teleports everybody over to, towards everybody out over into this pool right here. Or actually, I'm not actually sure which pool it is. I think it's, which pool is it again? I forgot. I think it's that pool. But anyway, it teleports you outside of the plane and you drop down into the pool. So pretty self-explanatory and pretty awesome in and of itself. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. This is Perfect Chaos, and I'll see you later. Peace!